What's up, everybody? Sudeep Tumma back here with another NBA draft player breakdown. This time we're looking at AJ Griffin, the 6'6 wing from Duke, who had a very inconspicuous start to the season and, to finish out his high school, really missed the majority of the last 2 years of high school with injuries. That was really a major issue early on. That's why he didn't play a lot early on. Kind of lost in the fold, trying to learn, get up to the speed of college basketball, and it was tough. But despite that, I think what's really telling about AJ Griffin was the fact he was playing 5-10 minutes a game and was still being talked about as a top 5, top 10 lottery pick is pretty impressive. And he's really lived up to that billing as he's gotten more and more minutes, and he even really proved it in limited action as well. And you see him here, number 21, Griffin. He's built like a linebacker, 6'6", I think 225, 222. He is strong, got great upper body strength, can even put on more bulk, which is a scary thought. He's really made out to be, this explosive, crazy athlete, which I don't think he is. I still think he's a good, not great athlete. I think he projects that way. And I don't know if that's because he lost some of the luster because of the injuries, or if, he just looked at a different speed in high school. But the way he plays, it's very intelligent. He has a great IQ, takes amazing shots, great shot selection, and he's really fit into his role, which I think you love. If you're a scout, you see him as anywhere from the number 2 to a number 5 option on the court. As he's gotten throughout the season, he's really kind of elevated. Obviously, Paolo Banchero is the number 1 option on this team, but you talk about the other guys, right? The Trevor Keels, Jeremy Roach, Mark Williams, and so on. This Duke team has a lot of weapons. Wendell Moore, obviously, as well. But, and starting out, he just kind of played a complementary role, played some defense, played some offense. But he's really stepped into his own now, and he's proved to me more than just a 3-point shooter. And obviously, his game starts there, right? His 3-point shooting is elite. I mean, 48.5% from deep, shooting almost 4 attempts a game, which is pretty impressive considering he's playing about 20 minutes, 21 minutes a game. But he does in a lot of ways, and he gets the ball up very, very quickly. And it's the way he runs. He runs kind of like a running back, like low center of gravity, great balance as a driver. You see him kind of stay low to the ground, but he gets the shot up quickly, and it looks a little not awkward, but it looks, you don't expect it, right, from that sort of body. But trust me, he can shoot off the bounce, off the catch. He got spot up ability. He's got the ability to create with his own dribble, off his handles, on the move. I mean, he is an excellent 3-point shooter. He's fitted into that role, and he really gives it. And over here, you'll see number 1, him just create off the dribble, right? Gets a ball here down in the corner. And to begin with, like I said, so intelligent, has a great hesitation move, loves his hesitation move when he's driving. But as a 3-point shooter, he'll shoot it from standstill. Give him a few feet of space, he will pull it. He'll hit you with a little step back too. Here you see it, right? A jab there, step back, and shoots and makes it. But this is what I'm talking about, right? Even in an area where there's so little space, right? That wing corner area, just watch how he creates such little space. And this is what I'm talking about. Doesn't have the greatest first step, not the greatest athlete, but he does such a good job because he's so intelligent in how he plays, right? Watch him here with just that jab step, right? As he takes that step, right, watch this defender. Watch where he starts swinging, right? In perfect position right now, obviously. Takes that right step, and because of that, defender swings, right? And watch that defender now. Where was he to begin this play, and where is he now? And because of that, Griffin just gets the ball, takes another jab, and obviously because of that second jab, the defender's kind of frozen. And then from there, takes that little step back and pulls it off. And pretty quick release, has pretty good mechanics, a little bit of a low release point on his shot, but shoots with a wide base as well. But you see it here, right? Here he's just as a floor spacer standing out there, but he catches the ball and just puts it up there, right? Right, in stride, shoots no hesitation. And you see his mechanics a little more clearly here, right? Very wide based. His legs are very spread apart, but you see him here, right? He gets the ball pretty quickly. Not the highest release point, and that's really the only argument. But when you're shooting that percentage, who really cares, right? So yeah, it starts with that 3-point shot, and that's his number 1 asset. But this guy can create, obviously, by himself. He can get to the rim, but also does a great job in that mid range, and he's very fluid in that area. He understands when to pull up, when to drive, when to take smart shots. Like I said, his shot selection is excellent, and you see him come off a lot of screens. You see him come off a lot of dribble handoff motion and that sort of thing in Duke, because like I said, he's not really the primary ball handler. You have multiple guys here, but here he comes off of it, right? Comes here, a couple dribbles, gets the ball, and then from there, Banchero's hitting a pick, and Banchero's man right here, the help defender coming on that pick and roll, he's gonna stay in drop coverage. So because of that, as Griffin steps in right here, he feels that pocket, right? He feels that area, that open area all around him. And so from here, he's got all that area around him. So from there, he pulls up easily. And he's not like a Johnny Davis or someone who's just crazy good from the mid-range, can contort his body in crazy ways, but he's got enough as a fadeaway. He can hit a little bit off balance, but he just has such a good feel for when the defenders have kind of cleared out, or rather when there's a little space for him to pull. The shot is very fluid, right? Gets it off very easily, no motion, or no problem rather. And over here you see it again, and this is a counter to it. Like I said, not a great first step, right? Not elite. Obviously, he's got enough for first step. I think some unexpected bursts that you don't really see, but he does such a good job just with his fakes and counters and understanding of how to get the defense off balance, right? Here, a couple jabs, drives in, and also his handles. Now again, not amazing, not great, not crazy, but he's got a very solid handle. You feel like he's got that ball when he's crossing over and sticking. You don't think it's going to come out of his hands. And averages 0.7 turnovers a game. He's got, again, very steady hands with it, makes good decisions. So yeah, here, a couple dribbles, gets in, and doesn't beat his man, right? But when he does that, he likes going to this turnaround down here. He does a very good job of it, right? Gets here, turns around, elevates well, and fades away. And you like that. I mean, like I said, making smart decisions, making smart shots, and he's a very talented player. I think he's a top 10 recruit coming into the year for a reason, despite not playing most of the last 2 years of high school. And now we talked about it, right? He can get downhill and he can drive. And what I love about him is he doesn't waste, or he doesn't dance around really. He doesn't try to do too much. He just plays his game and he goes straight in. There's not a lot of dancing. There's not a lot of moves here and there. It's very simple for the most part. But there's not too many crazy moves. But he goes, and he's got a great blend of power, strength, and amazing body control. You see him here coming off that pick. Like I said, a lot of screens right in this game. See him here, a little hesitation once that matchup is switched, and then just attacks. Last play, what do we see? Or rather 2 plays ago, with that help defender coming off and dropping down, so Banchero hit him with the mid-range. Here you get the switch with this dude, and Griffin decides to dribble, right? You saw a little hesitation, because his 3-point shot is so lethal, so you kind of want to get up on him, even if he does step a few feet back, right? Little hesitation, and go, and drives in, right? Body control, strength, go. And over here you see it again, right? Watch him. Just cross over once. Right, hesitation there, and then cross over and dribble. And he just does it like I said, he stays low to the ground. He keeps you within his chest, keeps very compact, and then explodes when he gets near the rim. Again, I don't think he's an explosive, crazy athlete. He's still an above-the-rim athlete who can dunk the ball and get up there and shows out there. But it takes a little bit of time to get up in the air. Obviously, you see a lot of guys at high vertical, but your ability to get off your feet very quickly, it can differ. So yeah, he does that a lot on offense. He gives you a lot of that. And as a rebounder, he's only averaging 3.6 rebounds a game, which is kind of obscure, considering his body, his build, his physical traits. So you'd like to see him be a little better in that aspect. But to me, it's not. I don't think it's fully accurate, or rather, his number is kind of indicative of his team and the personnel around him rather than his effort. Because you see him box out pretty well when he's in position. He creeps in a good amount to try to stay around the rim, and he'll crash slowly, even on offense, kind of see if he can get a little gap and grab the ball. For the most part, though, you see the guys on his team. Mark Williams is a monster down there. Paolo Banchero, same thing. Wendell Moore, even. You got a bunch of guys. Theo John, when he comes off the bench, who are just great rebounders. But I think the number could go up depending on where he kind of ends up next year. But he shows the sort of traits you like to see in that department. You watch him here out there in that corner as the ball goes up. he locates his man last second and gets a body in front of him, and you see him, right, just the length and that strength to go up and catch the ball, and he would grab rebounds over a lot of different people. But this is kind of where it gets a little dicey, both in college and potential for the pros. Yeah, at 6'6", 225, he's got defensive versatility, right? No question. He can guard multiple positions, but how well he can guard that is a different question mark, because his number one thing is he really struggles with his lateral quickness and his one-on-one defense. When he's playing, it's kind of obscure, but when he's playing off ball, he's actually, locked in and alert. And most of the time you expect guys to be the other way around. Through picks and screens and off ball, that's when guys fall asleep. Their defensive intensity kind of falls down. But he's locked in when he's chasing his man who doesn't have the ball. When he's got the ball, I don't think it's an effort thing. I think it's just his quickness. He can't stick one-on-one. He switches matchups really well. It's seamless when he switches. He's got, like I said, versatility. Does a lot of good things in that aspect. But you watch him here, right? Up there playing ball denial, as he does quite often. Switches onto the man. Right? Sticks with him. Switches coming again. And then right here, just watch him get beat one-on-one right off the dribble. And he has to foul. Right? Easily just gets beat. And that's kind of how it goes a lot of times with him. And that's some of the issue. I mean, again, I don't know if it's, coming out of high school, needing to recover some of that athleticism or what it is. But he's got physical tools, his potential, right? You talk about, like I said, the 6'6", 7-foot wingspan, obviously big and strong, can go and defend bigs, especially in the NBA where we don't see as many, 300-pound guys, 250 even, 270, 280. There's not as much of that, right? It's a lot more finesse than it used to be. And he can guard, he can switch there, which you love as part of, a team defense, but that's kind of the issue. And like I said, off ball, he's really locked in most of the time. Or rather, almost all the time he's locked in. The issue, though, is this. It's the biting, right? Watch him. He's over there near that wing. And then when that ball goes to him, that little step. He steps and bites way too often, right? You saw that right here. Watch. Once that ball comes in, he steps. He likes to bite. He likes to grab steals. That's what he does. And because of that, defender just has a clear path to the basket. And that's really kind of the crux of it. When his man doesn't have the ball, he likes to try to bite and grab steals. And when he gets beat just like that. Because, again, he doesn't have that recovery speed to go back after the fact. Here, you see him there near that corner on the baseline almost. Like I said, he likes to go and grab steals. He's a very good help defender, off-ball defender. He's alert. He gives you a lot of the elements of a team defense, which, in today's age, it's honestly very important, almost just as important as your one-on-one defense. And you see him here. He's going to step in, right? Switch on to the man almost, because he's in better position than Banchero is there. And as he slides in, does a good job fully committing to it, and then grabs it, right? Grabs the ball, and it's easy from there. And that's the part you love, right? You want someone who can really, again, versatility, guarding multiple positions. That's such a premium right now. There's so many defenses in the NBA and just, basketball in general that want to switch every single matchup. This guy gives you the ability to do that. And he plays hard, right? You could never knock that. You like his effort. Because lateral quickness improve, I'm sure. Especially with all the traits and the length and everything. There's a lot more potential for him in that sort of regard. But overall, his game fits really well. I could see him being a top 5 pick, a top 10 pick for sure. He gives you all those sort of not only NBA-ready physical traits, but also the intelligence and the skill that really comes with it. And averaging almost 10 a game for a Duke team that's loaded with a lot of talent and about 20 minutes a game, he's a doesn't offer you much as a passer. That's one of the elements that can really improve. But what I do love is that he doesn't try to force things, averaging only 0.7 turnovers, like I said, but it's smart decisions. He makes simple passes. He doesn't when he's in a position where he's going to force something, he just passes it out. It's good in that regard. But like I said, you always want guys who are better passers, but he gives you so much. He's already proven that he's comfortable being in that secondary role, in that sort of complementary secondary third role in the NBA, if that's what he's asked to do. But he's got still all-star potential. He's still got all the potential in the world to be that good of a player, and you see a lot of the traits, a lot of things why, and he's got even more room to grow. Got great footwork as well on the offensive side, and he can post up smaller players. Some of the things that you see from time to time with him, but he gives you a lot and a lot to his package. But AJ Griffin's going to be a really good player, and this Duke team has the potential of 4 guys drafted in the first round, maybe 5 if we're really stretching it. Likely to be 2 or 3, but could be a couple. And AJ Griffin's definitely the second best Blue Devil after Paolo Banchero. But that's been the report on AJ Griffin. The full scouting report will be on dbl-coverage.com. Be sure to check that out to get the scouting report on Griffin and a bunch of other guys and a bunch of other videos on different guys. If you like this one, please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.